On my first tour in Europe, I played in Barcelona. And I arrived to the promoter's house. They came up with this concept for the music video. I walked into this room and it was just a bunch of older Spanish women. And I was told by my friends, okay, you're gonna get dressed into this stripper's outfit now and you're just gonna strip to these 4 older Spanish women. No one spoke a word of English. I'm coming down like a mother. And then the next day they had this guy called Hombrero Pero. And he's quite famous in Barcelona in the kink and porn scene because he likes to pretend he's a dog. We cut for a second and I look down and this naked guy is just sitting there having just a normal conversation with these older Spanish women, and he's decided to get his gin and tonic put in his dog bowl. So he'd be like having a conversation with them and then he'd just lean over and start drinking his gin and tonic out of the dog bowl. The weekend shooting this video clip was just an eye-opening experience all around, so I hope you enjoy the clip. It is Dog Syndicate. I'm Partiboi69. This weekend, I'm taking over Rage, playing you music videos from A$AP Rocky, Dark Sauce, Partiboi69, and many more. Tune in, can't wait to see you. Good morning. Welcome to Rage. I'm Partiboi69. I am this morning's guest programmer. I'm here to show you a few of the PG videos that I've selected, which isn't a whole lot, but there's a few in there for the kids and the breakfast TV people. So, enjoy. When I first started making my own music videos, I bought a bunch of old 90s VHS camcorders. Most of them came with tapes of people's weddings from the 90s that I had to go through and erase, but this music video really stood out for me and was quite influential and sort of helped me develop my style when I was sort of learning how to edit VHS tapes and making my own music videos. This was shot on VHS. It's got that great raw VHS quality to it, and it's just a phenomenal song from one of the absolute OGs. This one here, Snoop Dogg, Sexual Seduction. Sexual Seduction, Sexual Seduction. First CD I bought was The Conspiracy of One by Offspring. My favorite track was Original Prankster. This one right here, Original Prankster by Offspring. Picture this. You're a 12-year-old boy in Australia. It's Saturday morning. Rage comes on. You're sitting there on the couch. Your mum's just made you breakfast. You see this music video and you have your first sexual awakening. This one right here, Eric Prydz, Call on Me. 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. I'm Partiboi69. This is Rage. Sometimes you do a big budget shoot. Sometimes you do the lowest budget shoot you possibly can. And in this case, that's what I did. Again, I worked with my mate Joey. I'd been in Oz for a while. I was about to leave and I was like, mate, I've got this idea for a music video. I've got this track. I just want to quickly bang something out. And he's like, all right, I know this bath that this person that I know has out in like the paddock of their property. So we shot out there really quick. He just had a VHS camera and we shot this low budget, low quality music video. And then I hit up Vic Berger, who's sort of an amazing satirical editor and I guess comedian from the internet. He works with like Tim and Eric a lot and Doug Pound. So I hit him up to edit it and he was wrapped with the idea. So this is Bathe With Me, shot by Joey Knox, edited by Vic Berger. Enjoy. I watched countless videos from the Next Artist when I was learning how to edit, and a lot of his, I copied so many sort of scenes for scene when I was making a lot of my early Stingray videos. All the recorder stuff that was like the smoozy, crooner love songs that I used to do on the recorder and made music videos for. Essentially, like even the songs themselves I would base off this artist. The music videos I'd almost copy scene for scene. He was the OG crooner. It's Kenny G with Songbird. Hi, I've been Partiboi69. You've been tuned in to Rage with me, selecting some of my favorite music videos for you this morning, but only the PG ones. But if you come back tonight, I'm gonna be showing you the good stuff, the R-rated stuff, the stuff they can't show you on breakfast TV. So join me tonight on Rage. Hi, I'm And I'm going to be talking about the process behind some of my most iconic videos to date. Don't you go anywhere, stick around. I want to see you later. This next video absolutely blew my mind as soon as I saw it. It was shot in the Ukraine, one of my favorite places to play, and just really highlights the lawless feeling of Eastern Europe. So many of my favorite music videos were shot in Eastern Europe because it just seems as though you can get away with doing anything. So this one here is Taylor Swift by A$AP Rocky. This next music video is absolutely fucking incredible. It's the only footage of cameras going inside Morgan Freeman, Bruce Willis, and Daniel Craig's ass. Enjoy this one from Duck Sauce, it's Mesmerize. I met this next artist at a after party in Serbia in Novi Sad. We'd both played this festival and we both ended up going and playing at this after party at a flea market. Serbia's quite famous for their flea markets and the biggest one is in Novi Sad. So we both rolled in about 8 AM to this flea market, to the absolute surprise of all the older Serbian vendors running the show, and just sort of played this crazy party there that went into the afternoon. Anyway, me and Bojan sort of really hit it off and we've enjoyed quite a beautiful relationship over the last few years. And he's just recently launched his DJ Academy, so he asked me to contribute a testimony, which I gladly did for a small price. And you can see that here. This is New Style Desert Storm by X-Coast. This next artist has been making some of my favorite music videos the last few years. His creative concepts and directing are just absolutely insane. This one here, Tango by Tommy Cash and Baby No Money. If you're kicking on watching Rage right now, then you're a fucking legend. This next one's for you, Rage. Romain Gavras is one of my favorite music video directors. He's an absolute weapon. He's made some of the biggest and greatest music videos over the last sort of couple of decades. Couple of decades? Yeah, it's probably been a couple of decades. Anyway, these two here absolutely blew my mind when I first saw them. It's Born Free by MIA and Stress by Justice. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Partiboi69 and I've got a Hi, I'm Partiboi69 and this is Rage. When I first started touring Europe, the secret weapon I had in my back pocket that I played every night was this next track. And it went off absolutely everywhere I played it. It would always end the night on an absolute high. And the music video for this is absolutely phenomenal. It's Dizzy Rascal, Bassline Junkie. One of my first CDs when I was a kid was the 1997 Triple J Hottest 100, which I used to rinse in on like a stereo boombox that I had in my bedroom at the time. And I remember this track distinctly being in the Hottest 100 that year because I used to listen to it all the time. It was like on disc one. I didn't really ever realize that this band was so great and sort of dive into the rest of their discography until much later in life. But and I didn't even see this music video until probably in the last sort of 5-10 years. But this one right here, it's Bloodhound Gang. Oh fuck, what's it called again? Q.
Bad touch.
Bad touch. Line. It's Bloodhound Gang. Bad touch. Hi, I'm Partiboi69 and I've got a rager. I mean, this is Rage. Yeah, I can feel the rage. You like my music videos? I'm Partiboi69 and you're watching Rage. Hi, I'm Partiboi69 and this is Rage. I'm Partiboi69 and I hope you've enjoyed the ride, me showcasing some of my favorite music videos. Now we're going to take a closer look at some of mine and I'm going to talk a little bit about the creative process behind them. When I first moved to London, I had a studio with a bunch of friends in the old Central St. Martin's Arts College. And the university was closed down at this point, but it was just sitting there awaiting redevelopment. And so there was this company that took it over and rented it out to the spaces out to up-and-coming artists at a really cheap price, sort of like taking it over as a guardianship, just waiting for it to be knocked down. And we had the studio in there, which had leaking roofs, the heating didn't work, it's the middle of winter, we used to just sit in there with like all our clothes on trying to like do work, and I had my green screen studio set up and have my music studio next door, and when it rained I had to like cover everything up with tarps, make sure nothing got wet. But the great thing was that we had the absolute run of the place. We could go anywhere in this building. It was huge, and we could use the whole place to shoot things, do anything we wanted with it creatively, essentially. So this next video we shot there, it was shot and edited by my great friend Liam Ozdemir, who did a sensational job at this. It's just crazy. We sort of just came up with this concept for the song and the music video at the same time. It was just this idea of essentially like this cyborg data kind of person that comes out of a computer and starts fucking floppy disks. He's got like a dick that's a floppy disk, and he starts fucking floppy disk holes in computers. So this one here is Feed Me Data by me. It's one of my favorite music videos. Enjoy the chaos. On my first tour in Europe, I played in Barcelona, and I arrived the day of the show to the promoter's house who I was staying with, and they were hosting me while I was there. And I walked into their apartment, and these guys had turned their kitchen into a swimming pool. They had duct tape over the power points. They'd filled the kitchen with about this much water and put like this big plastic sort of tarp in there. And they're all just like floating in there waiting for me to get there. My flight was like an hour delayed, so they'd just been like floating there for an hour waiting for me, popping champagne. These guys were absolutely mental, but we ended up having and have enjoyed a beautiful friendship over the years and done many sort of things creatively together. And this next track was a track that we made together. And they came up with this concept for the music video. I just played the night before in Austria or something, and I hadn't slept. I'd come straight from the club. I arrived in Spain and then got picked up from the airport and taken down to Costa Brava. I walked into this room, and it was just a bunch of like older Spanish women, and I was told by my friends that, okay, you're gonna get dressed into this stripper's outfit now, and you're just gonna strip to these 4 older Spanish women. No one spoke a word of English. I'm coming down like a motherfucker. I'm feeling absolutely rotten, and I just get thrown into this absolutely chaotic scene, which was absolutely hilarious. And then the next day they had this guy called Hombrero Perro, which translates to the dog man. And he's quite famous in Barcelona as a guy in the kink and porn scene because he likes to pretend he's a dog. And they hired him to be in our music video, and we're in this club, and there's, you know, a bunch of sort of extras and older people and younger people, and I'm on the stripper pole in a G-string trying to do my best sort of pole dancing moves. And then we cut for a second, and I look down, and this naked guy is just sitting there having just a normal conversation with these older Spanish women who have got their drinks, and he's decided to get his gin and tonic put in his dog bowl. So he'd be like having a conversation with them, and then he'd just lean over and start drinking his gin and tonic out of a dog bowl. He's butt naked, completely naked. The weekend shooting this video clip was just an eye-opening experience all round. So I hope you enjoy the clip. It is funny, it's ridiculous, it's incredible. It's Partiboi69, Mainline Magic Orchestra, Dog Syndicate. This one here, my first big budget experience. This is the most money I'd spent on a music video before. Like up until this point, everything had been DIY. I'd just been doing it with friends and editing it myself, or getting friends to edit it. But this was the first big budget thing I did with my good friend and amazing director and cinematographer, Joey Knox. We sort of came up with this concept of this sort of crazed televangelist that drove around the Victorian countryside with the Book of 69, which is essentially a Bible that you'd opened up and it was full of ketamine. And he'd go around sort of performing ketamine ritualistic sermons, essentially, and healings on people. So this one right here is by me. It's called Freaking You Out, and it features my mum as my offsider. This one was produced during the Stingray era. It was one of my first music videos. I actually made it with Bill Blakely, who's gone on to become an amazing director and creator of music videos. And we came up with, he was still a student at VCA at this point, and so this was his like final piece for the year or something like that, and he decided to get me in to make this just completely ridiculous thing that we got to shoot on 16mm. So it looks cool. It's fucking stupid, but it looks cool. So this one right here is Dip on the Dance Floor by me, Partiboi69 / the old me. Stingray. Generational talent writes generational anthem. Not my words, but somebody's words about me after I wrote this song, K on my D&C, featuring my sister Juicy Romance. The music video we created during lockdown when my sister and I were living here in Melbourne together. Our good mate Oscar O'Shea came and shot it for us. And it features essentially my sister and I vying for our mum's love and attention via a homemade hobby horse competition. So it's a nice little family affair. Unfortunately, Partiboi69 came off second best to his little sister Juicy Romance this time, but I'm still fighting to be mum's #1 boy. Enjoy. Last year, I nearly became an international drug smuggler by mistake, and it was all because of this music video. We came up with this concept for the video and worked with a great director in London called Tom Clubber. And essentially the concept was me as this sort of crazed drug producer, dealer that traveled around hotel rooms, pressing his own 69 branded pills and selling them out of his hotel rooms. And the drug takes the world by storm. So for the production of the music video, we had to get 500 fake 69 branded ecstasy pills made, as you do. And after the shoot, I thought, I'll keep whatever's left. Most of them got crushed up. I ate a lot of them. But I thought I'd keep what's left as a bit of a memento, a nice bit of memorabilia from the shoot. And at the same time that I shot this music video, I was also in the process of moving from London to Portugal. So I got home from the shoot, was in a bit of a rush, was about to head on tour to the US, all my stuff's getting packed up. I just grabbed this bag of pills, chucked it into the drawer of a sideboard, thought nothing else of it, packed my bags, went overseas, was in America, and my phone's blowing up. I got all these messages from the removalist company. I finally get on to them the next couple of days. And I'm like, guys, what's going on? I thought my stuff should have arrived by now. They're like, Mr. Partiboi69, during the loading of your furniture onto the truck, our boys opened up one of the drawers and they found a large quantity of ecstasy. And I'm like, oh no, they're fake. And they were like, well, anyway, we had to call the cops. So like CSI Miami, CSI New York, the whole CSI from the fucking around the world descended on the depot for this place. And it was absolute chaos apparently. I wish I'd seen it, but they had the dog squad, they had everyone there. And essentially I was on the wanted list up until I got on the phone with the detective and I was able to plead my case and say, I'm not international drug smuggler, I'm just humble generational talent, Partiboi69. So this one right here is Double Drop by me, Partiboi69. Have you ever seen anyone 69 themselves? I hadn't up until this music video. But I wanted to make it something that people could see. So part of the concept of this music video was me falling in love and having relationships, pretty hot, steamy relationships with other versions of myself. It was kind of a hard thing to pull off. The biggest struggle was finding someone that looked enough like me that we could sort of sell it on camera, that could stand in as a body double for the sex scenes, for certain things where we couldn't sort of cut the scene in half and I could be both people. It was an amazing shoot to work on. Again, I worked with Joey Knox on this one. He directed it, did an incredible job. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've done to date. I'm super proud of this music video. So it's No Place Like Home by me. Picture this, global pandemic. The world has come to a standstill. You have nothing to do, literally nothing to do. Out of the ashes rises one man, not just any man, an extraordinary man. He takes it upon himself to develop a martial art so elite, so lethal, so weaponized, that the world's superpowers will fight to take control of his knowledge. I am that man, and this is the K-Tech and Horseflow Martial Arts Academy.